Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. Welcome to this Resurrection Sunday, where basically we show our appreciation to God for the great sacrifice of Jesus dying on the cross for us. So, recently we're on a series that's entitled 12 Kinds of Miracles. And so, basically, we did the 12th story. We are on now our second bonus. And so, stand by so we can find out, so you can find out what the story is. So here's our golden heart that we choose from. And so let's say, so it's only one bonus left. So we just have one story and it's entitled Divine Protection. Almost hit by a truck. So, okay. So for those of you who do not know, my name is Sheila Rollins, and I am the founder of H.U.L.A Ministries Entertainment and Associates Inc. And on this YouTube, we are Overcomers Anonymous, where we support anyone desiring to overcome anything. And we do it with Jesus Christ being a higher power, and also what He's accomplished for us on a cross. Therefore, our cleanliness, our wholeness, our completeness, our forgiveness, the things that we thought were impossible becomes possible with Jesus Christ being our higher power. So we need to show our appreciation and be able to tap into all that God has by being obedient. It shows love for God. And so being obedient to all of his laws, the Ten Commandment, which includes also the fourth commandment, and I basically say the fourth commandment because that's a commandment that usually people don't acknowledge. But the fourth commandment, where he commissions us to keep a seventh day Sabbath, he hallowed it and sanctified, meaning he set aside for holy purpose a day of rest, a day of worship, and no other day that he's given us for that. And so, and then after that, we just need to do the right thing. Whatever it is that God deems in your heart, your mind that you should do that's right, then do it. Because guess what? Everything is not explicitly spelled out in the Bible or either in the commandments. So, God will show us what is right. So, okay. So, if you haven't already become a part of this YouTube family, come on. Doesn't cost anything. You just see the word subscribe, touch it, the bell will come up. When it does, touch the bell. And then you see the word all. Hit all. And that way you're turning on notifications to receive all of my new uploads. Okay. And then you want to share. Give me some thumbs up. Thumbs up say that you like it. It gives me the confidence to do more videos. And also it helps the YouTube. Okay. And so today is Sunday. So we can talk about the food because it's not the Sabbath. We can talk about the food and buying and purchasing and that kind of stuff. Now remember, these are fundraisers and it keeps the YouTube going. It keeps the nonprofit going. So when you purchase the foods, you support the nonprofit and you support people that are trying to overcome anything. Okay. So all right, check out the other YouTube, The Pursuit to Christ, and also my playlist on both. Okay. Have yourself a ball with the playlist. Okay. There's comedy, stuff about relationships, food, hair, skincare, all kinds of stuff. All right. So check it out. Check it out. So okay, so divine protection. Almost hit by a truck. Now, usually in the morning, I would walk. Um, I haven't really got down pat like my schedule for my walking and stuff, so I'm still trying different things. I don't know whether I should walk every day of the week and exercise in the evening. If I should do it every other day, whatever. I don't want to fall off, so I just need to get settled. But anyway, I'm always asking God to protect me when I'm out. Okay. Lead me, guide me in the direction that He wants me to go, and that kind of thing. And sometimes, without even asking, God is saying, go this way, or go that way, or go the other way. And I say, okay, usually when he tells me something, even when I'm on YouTube, y'all don't see me, but a lot of times in my lap where my hands are, I'll be going. It's like to tell God, like, gotcha, gotcha. I'm gonna do it. Gotcha. So this particular morning, I was praying, and usually I go in a direction that I had started feeling kind of eerie about. Like, I didn't feel like I was all that safe. It was on like a street going like one way, and actually it was like though the cars were facing me, um, it was like areas where it was like little or no people. And so the area where there was a lot of people, it would seem like it was like smog, like a lot of pollution and stuff. So I felt myself between a rock and a hard place. So God said, go this way. So I went out of my house, made a left and a right, and I was like, whoa. It was almost like I went into another side of the world. It was like the peace, the air was light, and all those kind of different things. I was like, wow, I'm liking this, God, I'm liking this. And the cars, even though you had cars coming this way and cars coming that way, there were lights, you know what I mean? And there was a lot of different people around. Not a lot of people, but people going to work and stuff like that in their cars and stuff like that. It wasn't like the other street, like I was secluded. And I came to the corner where there were some cars like on my right coming. They were basically on my right, but when they came to the intersection, they were actually making a left. So I could go across the street. So I didn't know what was going on with the cars, so I can only just assume. So my assumption really was that the people that were driving in front of this truck was driving slower than he wanted to drive. Or either, like out of the blue, he got an emergency or just a change of mind. I don't know. But whatever the case, where I thought that I was safe to go across the street, all of a sudden I heard the roaring of his engine. And it was like I froze. At this point, I was probably probably like midway in the street. And I couldn't go backwards. I couldn't go forwards. And it was like he was coming. I mean, he was like coming so fast. Like I said, the motor was just like roaring. That's all I could hear was the motor. And I couldn't do anything. I just froze. And so the next thing I knew, as he was coming by me, I was at his passenger door, and there was enough space there, praise God. This man did not see me until he was right, basically, his window and my face was right here. And at this point, he put his arm out. And when he put his arm out, I don't know what that meant. I don't know if that meant, lady, watch out, get out of the way, or I'm sorry, whatever the situation was. All I know is that if there was not no other time that I knew it, okay, that day, I knew God had led me that way. And not only had he led me that way, but anything that was along the way, he shielded me and he protected me. Okay. And so sometimes that's like life when we have God lead us and guide us. Now, this is planet Earth. There are things that's going to happen. Okay. And, we can give those things back to God where it may upset us and all that kind of stuff. And God will give us a testimony, heal us, give us a testimony and all those good things. And so for that particular day, it was like all day, probably for the next week or two, all I could do was just thank God. Just thank God. And first, like, I had to get myself together because there was a part of me that was feeling like I was a little bit, I guess, in shock a little bit. I was like, oh my God. And I'm thinking about like what could have happened. Like, to be honest with you, I don't know if there was any cars or anything that went behind me. I really don't know. I was in the middle of the street, could not move. Could not move. I can't even tell you to this day if there was anything behind me. All I know is that God had me a place on that street where I could not move. I know what was in front of me, the truck, but behind me, I don't know if there was any cars afterwards that came behind me, But anyway, I certainly had God's protection, His guidance, and He led me the whole way. And like the thing that I was really, really giving God thanks about was like for keeping me, like where I froze, okay, just keeping me. And then what could have happened? The thing that I thought about, like what could have happened was like at the speed that that guy was driving in that truck, had it hit me, there would have been no way that I would have survived. No way at the speed that he was going. And if I did, that would have been a miracle. And I just imagine like the recovery time that I would have. And who knows? Maybe it could have been a situation where um, I would have walked away with no cuts, no bruises, no nothing. You just never know. I didn't get to that part. I just know that, like the story said, I had divine protection. So let us, when we go out on our travels, this is basically the end of this particular series, 12 kinds of miracle plus the bonuses. So let us not forget to ask for divine guidance, protection, direction, instructions, okay? Because God is able and He's willing to give us those things. I love you. Don't forget the maintenance, what I talked about, the YouTube. Oh, yeah, I forgot to do the disclaimer for the playlist. It's not all me. It's not always necessarily what I believe. Take it as fruit. Chew up the meat, chew up the fruit, spit out the seeds. Anything that you don't need, just don't deal with it. Anything you don't believe, just don't deal with it. Okay, I love you. I'll see you in the next YouTube. Now unto Him that is able to keep you from falling and to present you faultless before the presence of His glory with exceeding joy. To the only wise God, our Savior, be glory and majesty, dominion and power, both now and ever. I love you. See you in the next YouTube.